Buenos dias, señoritas y señoritos. As promised, ito na po yung we will be making a series of vlogs ukol in reaction or in analysis, we'll do analysis of the hearing conducted on the alleged criminal activities of Kingdom of Jesus Christ, lead pastor Apollo Quiboloy, which involves rape, molestation, the use of and exploitation of minors for criminal and financial activities, mga begging in the street here in the Philippines, and even in their churches or pastoral centers abroad. So we will give you an update on what the government agencies think about it. The Commission on Audit, the Department of Justice, the Council for Welfare of Women, the Commission on Human Rights even, and the Department of Foreign Affairs. All of them gave a conclusion that he is criminally liable for all these crimes. Ang masakit po dito, talagang meron na po talaga siya mga criminal activities na matagal nang ginagawa sa bansa natin. And yet nobody, untouchable siya in the whole administration of former President Duterte. So ito ng panahon. In fact, I think this is the headline dapat sa istorya na ito, kasi later on we will also play to you yung pag-issue Committee Chair Risa Ontiveros moving to issue a SUBPOENA kasi hindi po siya sumipot, and now a SUBPOENA will be served on him at inabisuhan na yung lawyer niya. And the media and other bloggers reported that yesterday. Pero sa akin po, secondary issue lang yan kasi expected naman natin. We already told you baka hindi pupunta. And then for sure hindi rin niya sasagutin itong SUBPOENA, baka tatakas na lang siya or whatever, or he will make a last stand kasi marami naman siya mga armed goons doon sa kingdom niya, or magtago siya, and he had been known to do that. So hindi na po malaking issue itong SUBPOENA. Ang malaking issue po yung inaamin na mga ahensya ng gobyerno. So in fact yung Commission on Human Rights sinisimula ng investigahan itong mga criminal activities ni Quiboloy, especially the issue of child trafficking, endangerment to women, exploitation of minors, and in other crimes na abuse of the rights of children, sexual abuse. So lahat po ito will later on form the basis of actual cases to be filed against him. Para kasi po kung ang focus natin sa Senate investigation, recommendatory lang ang pwede gawin nila Risa Ontiveros dyan. At pwede rin sila mag-file ng kaso, pero mas maganda po itong kung tumutulong na sa kanila ang Human Rights Commission, Department of Justice, Welfare of Women and Children Council, and other agencies including the Department of Foreign Affairs na tumulong rin sa mga biktima abroad in putting together yung mga testimony nila. So maganda po, may mga interagency, parang sa Kongreso po, yung mga habang mga congressmen bla rang laban sa SMNI, pero ang maganda po, nung gumalaw na ang National Telecommunication Commission na nasuspend twice ang operation ng ngayon, may cease and desist order na naman as we reported yesterday. So gumalaw rin yung Movie Television Review and Classification Board. So iba po talaga kung gumagalaw yung mga ahensya na ito. And in this case, we can be sure na hindi naman gagalaw ito mga ahensya like DOJ kung walang go signal from Malacanang. Sige, wala kaming kalaban natin yan si Quiboloy dahil siya yung sumisira sa administrasyon ni President Marcos. Kaya sige, habulin nyo na mga boys sa DOJ, sa Commission on Human Rights, sa Council on Women and Children and all, and even the Department of Foreign Affairs. So ito po ang ipe-play ko sa inyo ngayon, yung all relevant agencies of government moving against Quiboloy and updating the committee ng Senate that they are already working, building up the cases against Quiboloy, something that has never been done before. Kasi meron pa nga tayong video ipapakita sa inyo, nagyayabang pa siya, ang lakas-lakas daw niya sa National Bureau of Investigation at siguro sa DOJ. And then yun rin yung move ni Risa Ontiveros to summon him. So eto na po, eto ng video. Please watch kasi very educational po ito. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to share this vlog to friends and relatives and to ask them to subscribe to the Vlogcaster channel. Ito na po ang hearing held yesterday.
Dear colleagues and friends, these allegations are not only grave, very grave, but they are personal to Apollo Quiboloy. I just like to check with our committee secretary, Comsec, may imbitasyon po bang ipinadala kay Quiboloy dito sa hearing natin?
Yes, Madam Chair, we sent 2 letters actually. The one is through LBC and the other is through registered mail with return card.
At ano po yung naging resulta nung dalawang pagpapadala natin ng imbitasyon?
Well, actually, there's no response on that letter, but he sent his representative, Attorney Balayan.
Thank you, Comsec. The chair is also in receipt of a copy of the A letter, but not addressed to the chair, not addressed to the committee. Kahit yung komite at ang chair ang nagpadala ng imbitasyon. Sulat mula kay Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy, pero addressed kay Honorable Senator Juan Miguel F. Zubiri, Philippine Senate President. So the chair notes the letter of Quiboloy addressed to Senate President Zubiri. Unfortunately, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, itong mga akusasyon ng ating mga victim survivors kay Quiboloy ay personal sa kanila. No? Personal sa kanila. Kahit ito pong ibinigay ni Pastor Apollo C. Quiboloy bilang principal na special power of attorney, the chair thanks Attorney Balayan for your presence, sir, but unfortunately, the testimony even of the council would be irrelevant dahil nga po yung mga akusasyon ng ating mga victim survivors ay hindi naman pwedeng sagutin ni naman bukod sa tao mismo. So I will, dahil nakapagpadala po ng imbitasyon, dalawang imbitasyon, one by LBC, and one by registered mail, pero walang sagot at attendance ni Pastor Quiboloy, the chair will move to subpoena Apollo Carion Quiboloy for the next hearing of this committee. At gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, and the COMSEC has taken note of this, the committee will issue an invitation to Jacqueline Roy. And additionally, based sa mga testimonya ni na Elias Amanda, Elias Jerome at Miss Arlene, gayon din particular kina Ingrid Canada at saka Alain Balmes, mga imbitasyon din po sa kanila sa ating susunod na pagdinig. A quick question though, since we're talking about the absence of Mr. Quiboloy in this hearing. Quick question po sa Bureau of Immigration natin. So, Attorney Tansinko, Commissioner, pwede niyo po bang i-confirm kung nandito pa po ba sa Pilipinas si Pastor Apollo Quiboloy?
Good morning, ma'am. Based on the records of the Bureau of Immigration, he is in the country, ma'am, right now.
All right. So he's in the country officially as stated by the PI. So walang dapat sigurong dahilan na hindi na nila mapaunlakan ang hindi lang pangalawa pero pangatlong imbitasyon ng komiteng ito sa susunod na hearing. Salamat po, Commissioner Tansinko.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. If I could move on now to the Department of Justice, will it be Attorney Mary Grace? Thank you, ma'am. I'd just like to quickly ask the department first, because I remember working closely with the DOJ on the case in Socorro at saka iba pang, no, dumadami ng mga inquiry ng komiteng ito tungkol sa human trafficking cases. Narinig niyo po yung testimony ni Miss Amanda. So assuming no, na yung kanyang material statements ay totoo, sang-ayon po ba ang DOJ sa chair na these fulfill the elements of human trafficking? May menor de edad na recruited, may menor de edad na maintained, even groomed as we would say, tapos exploited sexually. So human trafficking na po ba ang nako-constitute nito?
Good morning, Madam Chair. First of all, Madam Chair, I would like to make a clarification first. I am not a prosecutor, so I would not be very familiar in assessing the case. On its face, Madam Chair, based on the definition of trafficking in persons, the allegations might fall under Section 4, but it would still depend on further evaluation by our prosecutors, Madam Chair.
Fair enough. Senior State Counsel Mary Grace, it would require further evaluation, but the chair notes that the opinion expressed by DOJ so far in this hearing is that on its face, the allegations may fall under Section 4 of the Expanded Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. Attorney, I'll call you in a bit. Let me just finish posing the chair's questions to the DOJ. And just to oh, I'm sorry. All right. If it's not to raise a substantive point at this point, but a procedural matter.
Yeah, Your Honor, in the light of the fact
Palayan.
that this representation has no personality to speak in behalf of the pastor, may I just be excused for today's hearing so I can also attend to my other commitments, Your Honor.
Yeah, you certainly may, Attorney, at salamat
Thank you so
mula sa chair at sa komite sa presensya nyo ngayon. And the chair would appreciate if you could advise your client that we will be sending a third
We will do that,
invitation to
Madam
him for
Chair.
the next
We
hearing.
will certainly.
Salamat po.
Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po. All right. So to just follow up on the point raised by Senior State Counsel Quintana, for the record, trafficking, according to the law in force even in 2014, is to recruit, obtain, hire, provide, offer, transport, transfer, maintain, harbor, or receive a person by any means for purposes of, among others, sexual exploitation. So, tama po, no? Human trafficking po ito. In fact, would this not be, no? If pending further evaluation, would this not be qualified trafficking in persons?
Madam Chair, under Section 6 of the law, one of the grounds there for to be qualified as trafficking is when the minors are when the victim is a minor.
Thank you for noting that, Senior State Counsel Quintana, dahil yun na nga po yung nasa testimonya halimbawa ni alias Amanda na menor de edad pa lang sila noon at nakakita pa siya ng ibang mga menor de edad kabilang ng mga close-in pastoral. So it is in fact a very important point that the committee will ascertain in our committee report. So salamat po sa DOJ at sa inyong presensya dito sa ating hearing up to this point in time.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. Ngayon po para sa Council for the Welfare of Children, dahil nga po napag-uusapan natin kasama ng ating mga victim survivors at kasama ng DOJ. Just one question. Would the Council say that the repeated sexual abuse of minors by a middle-aged man constitute a violation of RA 7610 or the Anti-Child Abuse Law?
Isang makabatang tanghali po, Madam Chair. As for the characterization of the offense, Madam Chair, I think we would yield to the wisdom of the Department of Justice, Madam Chair. Child abuse is defined under RA 7610. There are enumerated instances there that would constitute child abuse, and based on the statement, it may fall under whether child abuse or the anti-trafficking law, but of course subject to further evaluation of the DOJ. But Madam Chair, what I am sure about is that based on the data in the possession of the Council for the Welfare of Children, particularly those coming from the Philippine National Police Women and Children Protection Center, for 2022, Madam Chair, in all the reported cases with the PNP WCPC, violations of RA 7610, the anti-rape law or RA 8353, acts of lasciviousness under the revised penal code article 336, and violations of the expanded Anti-Trafficking Persons Act are four of the main sources of child rights violations. So this is in 2022 based on the figure of the PNP WCPC as of 2023. These are the same four types of child rights violations. So we joined the committee, of course, without preempting the result of the investigation and the further evaluation to be conducted by the DOJ. We support the committee's efforts to investigate alleged or purported violations of these four types of criminal offenses, because not just in this instance or the instances stated, but it really happens in our country, and we must put a stop to all these violations. That's why we also encourage everybody to report violations, whether to the PNP or to other agencies, including the Council for the Welfare of Children, Makabata Helpline 1383, Madam Chair.
Salamat po, Yusek Tapales, for the Council's support for the inquiries of this committee and the Senate as a whole in the best interest of the child. And before we continue, gusto lang i-acknowledge ng Chair yung presensya ng aming at aking Minority Leader, Senator Coco Pimentel. Salamat kaayo, Sen Coco, for your presence.
Good morning, ma'am, and to all of our resource persons. Magandang umaga po.
Salamat kaayo. And of course, with the earlier presence as well of Senator Jinggoy, earlier this morning, Your Honor, we have a quorum for this hearing. So, salamat kaayo. I'd like to pose the same question posed to the CWC, to the Commission on Human Rights. Will it be Attorney Myra or Attorney Myra? So same. Or Mr. Rosero. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. At salamat sa presensya ng CHR.
Thank you.
Opo, ano pong appreciation nyo dun sa tanong earlier ng chair sa CWC? Ito po ba yung repeated sexual abuse by a middle-aged man sa mga menor de edad, nagko-constitute po ba yan ng paglabag sa RA 7610, yung Anti-Child Abuse Law?
It may fall with that kind of category here, Madam Chairperson. But insofar as the Commission on Human Rights, as you all know, we participated also in the investigation of the Socorro. And at the same time, at this kind of investigation, as we all know, consistent with the Convention on the Rights of the Child, wherein the Philippine government is a state party, And all actions whether undertaken by the Philippine government, whether undertaken by private or public institution, the paramount considerations always is the best interest of the children. And with that, Your Honor, we are looking into these serious allegations. That was said by our victim survivors. So we will, in the same manner, would like also to hear the side of the other parties for us to properly evaluate the case, Your Honor.
Very well taken, Mr. Rosero. At salamat po sa partisipasyon ng CHR. Patuloy na asahan namin ito moving forward.